Well, howdy, friends. Long time no video from me. Um, Thought I'd put one out just kind of as a channel update. Got some bad news. I have some good news. Got some cool things that I'd like to show you, but kind of want to just explain my absence from YouTube here first before I move on to the good stuff. As many of you know, my father had a stroke a couple of days after Thanksgiving and was in and out of ICU there for a while until they felt that he was stable enough to move on to a rehab unit, which is what he did. And he was there in a rehab, and it was actually making a little bit of progress. He lost function in his left arm, his left leg, and of course had some swallowing issues too. So he was there in the rehab center. He made a little bit of progress. He at least got some use, got to where he could use his left arm a little bit, but his left leg was very slow coming. And to kind of just be polite about things, the rehab center that he was there had left a lot to be desired as far as the actual nursing care that he needed. So we as a family made the decision we were going to bring him home and do his rehab here and take care of him the best we could and hopefully get him back up to at least, he wasn't 100% before he had the stroke, but at least get him to a functional state. So we did that, and he was here for several weeks. My aunt and myself and a friend did all of the caretaking for him. Much of it was pretty intensive, believe it or not, much harder work than you would think. But after a couple of weeks, he started showing some real serious red flags with his vital signs and also with his behavior. So we decided to readmit him to the hospital just to be better safe than sorry. And while he was there in the hospital, they discovered a very large mass on one of his kidneys, cancerous. Covered pretty much the entire kidney. So, with him kind of going into kidney failure, having congestive heart failure as well, because he had a quadruple bypass back in 2007, and also the incapacitation with the stroke. It was just too many strikes against him for him to really recover and have any quality of life. No matter what the recovery would have been. So we brought him home here on hospice care. That was his wishes and has been for a long time. He always made it very clear to myself and other family members that if he ever got to a point where he couldn't live and function independently, or have any real quality of life, that he would rather not live that way. And so that's what we decided to do. We put him under comfort care, under hospice here, and just tried to enjoy the last weeks that we had with him after that diagnosis. He passed away on the 22nd at 7:20, just as the sun was rising, which was his time of the day. He was a total morning person. And he died exactly 1 year and 1 month, almost to the day, of his late wife here, Candace. My mom, my stepmom. Which I thought was ironic, but I have to say it was a pleasure and it was an honor for me to to care for him and to comfort him in his last weeks, his last days, his last moments, and his last seconds. I sat up all night with him the night before he died, and I was there when he took his last breath. And it sounds eerie, but there was some comfort for me in that for some reason, and I don't know why. But as I'm talking here, you're just kind of looking at some pictures of him. This one is him with his famous bugle. Next one over is one of my brothers, and a couple there of his wife. I love this one. He's just chilling. I think they were at a Cracker Barrel waiting to go in and eat. And you know, he was always a funny guy. And he's here with my other brother and my nephew. And I have just a couple of other pictures here that I hope you don't mind I share. This is how my father grew up. You know, always working hard. The most dedicated work ethic that you could ever imagine. This is him here on the side. My grandpa on the tractor, who died a few months. I never got to meet my grandfather. He died a few months before I was born. And this is one of my favorite pictures. I just love this one. This is him and my grandmother plucking a chicken for dinner, trying to beat the dinner deadline, as Grandma wrote on the back of the photo. Here he is at a little bit older, here on the edge, on the very far left. Pretty handsome fella, I thought. And he's there with his other 4 siblings. And of course, here he is doing what he loves best, and what he did best, being a horse tutor. People called him HT for horse tutor. He served in the United States Marine Corps, retired as a sergeant, and served honorably. Here's a picture. This is probably back in the early 2000s. I had come up from Arizona to visit, and they're just kind of giving snacks to the ponies. One of those horses' name is Wanho, and he was an ex-polo horse. Pretty cool. Here's Dad. He worked at a place called the Deer Farm for a while, and he's there in the front leading a trail ride. Another picture there at the deer farm. One of the pigs that they had there. And this last one is just, this is kind of the epitome of how funny my father was. You know, like many times he didn't care. You know, if he needed to go to the store, he'd throw on his boots and a hat, and he didn't give a crap what he looked like. He's coming home with a grocery bag full of whatever in the world he was going to cook that night. And he was an amazing, amazing cook. And I'm going to miss that so very much. So, you know, I just kind of thought that I would try to end that on a little bit of a funny note. I want to offer my deepest, most heartfelt thank yous to those of you who sent me PMs, asking, you know, where I was, what was going on, if I was okay, you know, just kind of checking in. I didn't have very much time to get on YouTube, and I tried to answer as many PMs as I could, but I want to let you all know that I very, very, very much appreciate it. It's very inspiring to know that, you know, people who are really perfect strangers can care so much for other people. That's Romeo, the cockatoo. Sorry about that. So, now that the sad stuff is kind of out of the way, let me move this here. I got a couple of goodies during the time that I was not around. First of which, here, let me start with, I did finally get the trade with Killer Elite 71 for the Tough Knife sticker. I traded him for a Gavco sticker. That took a while, like a month, because there was some postal problems. But when he sent that, he also sent me this pretty cool flashlight here. It's Energy, has a Cree bulb in it. Works pretty good. I've been using it as a bedside light for right now. And he also included some zipper pulls, paracord zipper pulls. And I've used actually quite a few of these, put them on sweaters and jackets and that kind of stuff. So just wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you, Dave, for your patience and also for the trade. That was very, very cool of you. And I'm so glad that you finally got a Gavco knife. Moving right along here, got some new Zippos. Let's see, I've got a little bit of everything going on here for you guys. Cigarette case there. I picked this one up a month or two ago, and I fell in love with the green color, and the little voodoo doll on it reminds me of Mad Bad Voodoo. So I don't know, just it's a fun lighter, and I'm enjoying this one a lot. Here's one that I took out of my dad's toolbox. I gave this to him about 20 years ago. He was really into fly fishing. This is out of the Sportsman series. So I got this one for him, and it's engraved right up here. It says Daddy. I don't know if it'll pick it up with the lighting here, but there's that one. That one goes into my collection now too. And oh my goodness, the cream of the crop. I'm so excited to have this one. Yeah. A Varga Zippo. And this is, I can't remember what year, but it was a commemorative edition. And as you can see on the inside, it has a little story about kind of how Mr. Blaisdell kind of came into the Zippo, putting those Varga girls on his Zippos. But it says 1935 Varga Zippo, and this was a gift to me from my new love interest. Was just sitting on her dresser, and I was like, "Where did you get that?" And she's like, I don't even remember." I was like, "Oh wow, man, that thing is so cool." And then a few days later, she's like, "Here, this is for you." So. Very, very excited about that one. Very lucky to have that in my collection now. This is probably the nicest Zippo I own. Also, I haven't got really any new knives in the period, but I did receive, finally, the Beast. Custom made for me by the Thor 153. And it's a friction folder, as you can see. Has the jade handles here, and the liners there's white and orange. And as you can see, it kind of has like the S pattern here. And the grind looks super duper professional. Very, very, very nice. I haven't had much opportunity to really kind of give it any hard use or break it in at all. So it's still wicked sharp. And I'm pretty happy with the purchase. Matt, I appreciate you finishing this one up for me and being very, very professional and very workable on the deal. Since you had a lot going on too at one point, But there is that. And that's pretty much all of the goodies that I have to show to you guys for right now. I will have other things coming up here in a very near future. A lot of you also know that I won Cutlery Lovers T-Mark contest for the $50 gift certificate. And I need to do a video on that, what I actually bought. I think that many of you will be very surprised at what I got. I know that I surprised myself. It wasn't anything at all that I ever thought I was going to get. But I will do a video on that here hopefully very soon. Also, as we all know, springtime is upon us, which is my favorite time of the year. Getting some good weather, and I'm really hoping that once we kind of get Dad's memorial and that kind of stuff over with, that I'll have some very much needed time outdoors just to kind of go and recharge, I guess, reconnect, and maybe work some demons out. Who knows? Take a little Hennessy with me. It always goes with me on a hiking, camping trip. Always goes. What else is there to tell you guys? That's just about it, really. I want to say thank you so much to those of you who've been loyal to me, who were subs before and have just kind of stuck in there wondering what in the world was going on. And I also want to thank new subscribers who have come, and offer my apologies that I have not put a video out yet. There will be more forthcoming. I do promise that, and I do appreciate every one of your who shows interest in what I have an interest in. So I suppose that's just about it. It felt like 6 mouthfuls, and I'm sorry to stick so much down your throat at one time. But I did want to do a channel update and just kind of fill you guys in, and again offer a thank you. So Sergeant Sonic is out for now, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.